My name is Joel O'Quinn. Rank was E5, AQ2. Came back to the States. We were the first ship pulled back into the States after the declaration of the war in Vietnam was classified as over. We pulled back into Mayport. We're in Mayport approximately 2 weeks. Ship loaded the families aboard, cars and everything. We loaded up, went to Portsmouth Naval Shipyard, Portsmouth, Virginia. Spent 18 months in overhaul. The dry dock experience was we first off, leaving Virginia, Mayport, going up, they loaded our families, our cars and everything on board the ship, and we drove them up the ramp onto the hangar bay, and then they took them up to the flight deck and tied them down. And we got to Portsmouth, unloaded them off of a ramp down onto the pier. We spent a total overhaul. They had the main drive shafts, the propellers. We sat in dry dock for probably 8 months or so. And as an E5 on board, I was assigned a crew of paint chippers. It was a crew that generally had messed up doing something somewhere and had gotten assigned duty that you did not prefer. And I didn't really prefer having to run the crew because I had to sit and listen to the air chippers and everything run all day long and then be around where all the paint was being chipped at. We had the fire in Portsmouth. I was on board the night the fire broke out. Liberty had just commenced about 4:30, and between 5 and 5:30 the fire alarm went off. We fought fire all night and went into several compartment areas with the OBA and some breathing equipment on, fighting the fire, trying to keep things from spreading. Came out of one of the compartment fires. My OBA had ran out of air. I was struggling to breathe when I came out. Somebody grabbed me and said, "Are you okay?" And once I got my mask ripped off, I said, "Got a good breath of air?" I said, "Yeah, I'm okay now." And they said, "Well, we got a job." And they took me up on the flight deck, and I ran around toting blueprints of the ship for the officers to look at and say, "Okay, we need to cut holes here, here, here." And there were several times when we cut a hole through the flight deck. There'd be 3.5, 4 foot of flame come out of the hole that they cut through to be able to force water in. And 5:30 the next morning, we rolled up the first hose. It took another 6, 7 months. We were originally scheduled to be there 12 months. We ended up being there 18. That it was always capable of doing the job that it was assigned for, and never turned down a opportunity to take us to where it needed to be, to defend this country.